I am the president of St Mary's Salesian Amateur Football Club. I'm also a player. I first started playing in 2017 as part of the inaugural women's football team at St Mary's. One of the big things for football is you want to have a great culture. And the other thing we have to take into account, it's a long season. So whilst we do all these things to come together during pre-season, you start to think about football in late May, early June, and you need something to sort of rally the team back together. Having those themed rounds are the things that keep the energy together throughout the entire season. When it comes down to engaging and getting your themes all sorted out, it's going to be different approach depending on what you're going to do. So for the Pride Round, for example, the first thing that I wanted to do was understand what that meant for the players and for our coach. So I actually had a chat to the coach first. And we had to think about why did we want to do it, what did we want to get out of it. The next thing we did is sat down and had a look at the draw, once we got the draw, and kind of worked out when is this going to work for us as a club. Do we want to do this when we're playing with all our other teams, with our men's teams? Do we want to do this when we play on our own? What's the game that's going to suit for us the best? Once we decided what round we're going to do it with, we decided to do it as one of our triple headers, then had a chat to the committee to make sure the committee were comfortable with what we were going to do and it didn't detract from any other activities. Had a talk to the men's coach as well to see whether or not it was appropriate that they participated in that. And then finally, after we worked out that, I went to the president of the opposition club and floated the idea with the president and their coach as well. It was actually really easy to do. Couple of emails, couple of phone calls, couple of texts, and it was organised. One of the big things we did is we then went to one of our key sponsors for our women's program. We then talked to the players and we, with a combination of our women's sponsor and the players, we fundraised to pay for the jerseys. So that was really the initial thing that we did. Once we now have those jerseys, the big thing then was, well, now we're going to take the action. We're actually going to be the host of the Pride Round. We're going to have it at our club rooms. So when I was thinking about sponsors and how sponsors and partners can work with us in the theme rounds, one of our sponsors, Time to Talk Leadership, have been very supportive of our women's program since 2017. They do a lot of programs, Women in Leadership. They do a lot of programs around culture and engagement and diversity and inclusion. So for us, it was just a natural fit for us to go to them and have them sponsor our key round. So I think when you're thinking about your sponsors and partners, it really is important to think about what is the right partner for this particular round, and then the conversation actually happens almost by itself. Probably the big one is, rather than just get single purpose jumpers, is definitely as we get new jumpers, we're going to make sure that we have a reversible jumper. So I think in terms of what do we learn, it's having a longer term plan. It's not just a once off. It's how do we think about what do we want to do this year? How can we up the game next year? What can we do the year after? And how do we make sure that every part of our club gets to participate and be involved in something that's bigger than just the playing games of football. One of the things that we loved about the theme round was the way that you can go out and play the game, you play hard, you're competitive against the opposition, but it absolutely brings a culture of unity when you can invite your opposition back into the club room and you can celebrate together. That's been magnificent. Before you even get the draw, have a think about what are the 2 or 3 themes that you want to do. I would absolutely suggest think about leveraging the marketing for what VAFA offer as the themed round. So pick a nice, easy VAFA themed round. And then the second thing is think about what do you want to do that's important to your club. So decide on what those themes are early. The next thing I would do is have a look at your draw. Once you get your draw, sit down and work out what are the games that are going to work best for you to do your own themed rounds. Decide that early, decide what objectives you want to get out of that and how you leverage that. And then the third thing is, as soon as you know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, get in touch with the other club and get them on board.